Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Today I'm going to be talking about distant Reiki and how I do my sessions. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and sit down and relax, grab a cup of tea, and if you don't mind, if you could like and subscribe, it would really help my channel. All right, let's get started. So I began my Reiki journey about 30 years ago. Actually, it's closer to 35. And once I reached my level 2, I was able to do distant Reiki. So if you're currently on your own Reiki journey, just know that once you get to that level 2, you'll have those symbols in your attunement, and then you'll be able to send distant Reiki as well. And it is a great, great opportunity. To begin with, I offer distant Reiki on my website. So once a client has booked with me, we have a conversation and we talk about the best time of day for this particular client. We pick a date. I get any pertinent information that I need and I write it down in my notebook. And then from there, we talk about, is there anything that the client would like me to focus on? When I'm doing Reiki, I will pick up on things myself, but I always like to ask them if there's an area that they would like me to focus on. And from there, we just wait until the day. Now, when I'm doing distant Reiki, I'm not doing it with anybody on the phone or on my computer through like Zoom. I'm in my office and they are at their home or wherever it is that they want to relax and be quiet and be away from any disruption. They don't want to be disturbed. And then I set up my space. So I like to cleanse the space before I start any of my Reiki sessions, whether it's in person or if it's a distance. Some of the things you can do to cleanse your own space is you can use a spray like this one. This is a white sage spray. You can do a smoke cleanse using herbs, incense. That's always a great option. I also like to do sound. So sound is a great way to cleanse and neutralize the energy in the space that you're working in. Now, I have this rug that I like to do my distant Reiki setup on, but you can just be at a desk. Some people like to have either a picture of, like an outline of the human body that they use. Some people will just put their crystals maybe on the desk in front of them. I just happen to really like this rug. I find it comfortable for me to do it this way, but there's no right or wrong. You set up your Reiki session the way that you feel comfortable doing it. And then from there, I like to have different crystals. So definitely selenite is something that I always have. Opening up my own intuition, I like to have amethyst nearby. I love using quartz. This is a clear quartz opal. This helps me to really focus and pinpoint where I want that energy going. And then this is a golden healer pyramid, and I love using pyramids. Again, it helps me focus my energy and send it out to the universe, send it to that client. This is not necessary. This is just how I like to do mine, and I love pyramid shapes exactly for that reason. And then also, as you can see, I have this really beautiful, colorful rug. I am laying out little pillows and crystals that go with each chakra. So I have them going all the way from your crown to your root, and I have them all laid out. And again, you can just have an image of a body Some people like to use stuffed animals. You could have a teddy bear that you are focusing the energy to that teddy bear, and then it's getting sent to your client. All of this is to help the practitioner focus that energy. So once I have cleansed my space, I have my notebook, and I know if there's any areas that my client would like me to work on, that's when I start my Reiki session. And I begin my session by adding my Reiki symbols. And again, every time that you are attuned, you're going to receive those symbols. Once you're level 2, you have those symbols that you're using for distant Reiki. And then I'm going to go through each chakra. I start at the root and I work my way up. Another tool that I like to use is a pendulum. If you've never worked with a pendulum, pendulums can be used for divination, and they're also great for chakra balancing and again, focusing that energy. Everybody should get used to using their pendulum if they're going to use it for that purpose. So for instance, my yes and no, or the way it shows me my chakras and how they're spinning, might be different than how it works for you. So everybody's pendulum should be attuned to your energy field. So let's say, for instance, this particular client had said they were having some throat issues. What I'll do is I'm going to take my pendulum, I'm going to hold it over the throat chakra that I have laid out here, and I'm going to see if my pendulum is moving either back and forth or up and down, which is going to indicate to me that there's a blockage. Now, because this is just for demonstration, my pendulum is actually just spinning quite nicely, so there is no blockage going on right now. But again, this is a great tool that you can use or not. You can set up your own distant Reiki session whatever way you like. After I have gone through all the chakras and all the areas that are associated with those chakras, I'm going to end the session. I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go over my notes. And then, depending on where my client is, I will either give them a phone call if they're in the United States. If they are elsewhere, anywhere in the world, because again, this is distant Reiki, you can send this anywhere. So once this has been finished, I'll take my notes and I'll send them an email, and I'll give them all of my feedback, and then I'll set up a time if they do want to have a voice one-on-one conversation with me about anything that's going on or anything that I felt or what they felt. I really encourage you to do follow-ups with your clients, because I love to get feedback. I love to hear what were they feeling, how did it feel for them. And a lot of times I will say something and they're like, oh, that's right, I did feel that, or yes, I noticed that as well. So again, having that conversation with your client afterwards is really important for feedback. And that's it. It's really great. I love doing distant Reiki. I can't even think in the 30 years how many I've done, but I really love offering it to my clients. And if you are interested in booking a session with me, you can leave a comment, or you can go to my website. Everything is linked in my bio. And if you have made it this far to the very end of this video and you want to book a session, for anyone that's made it this far, just let me know. I watched the whole thing, and you will get 2 sessions for the price of 1. So you'll get your regular session, and then about 2 weeks after, you'll get a free follow-up session. So I just wanted to thank you again for stopping by, and until next time.